Welcome back, I am Alex the Car Guy, and on this channel I review cool car tech that I find for car enthusiasts like yourself. So if you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe by hitting the button down below to see more videos like this. Today I'm going to be reviewing the Carchet Discovery T12 mirror-mounted LCD dashcam. As always, I have placed a link in the description down below if you'd like to get your own LCD dashcam. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna show you what you get inside of this box, then I'm gonna take the dashcam out for a test drive so see how well it performs both at day and at night. First off, we get this warranty card, and Carchet is actually offering a 2-year warranty on the T12 mirror dashcam, which is great because that means our dashcam is gonna last a long time. And we also get this simple to use user manual, which has nice illustrations and has very well translation. Now, looking at the actual T12 mirror dashcam, the screen is a full 12 inches in size, that's where the T12 comes from, and the screen is hidden behind this mirror, and I love this about mirror dashcams. When the LCD panel is off, this acts and looks like a normal mirror. When you turn the panel on, then you'll actually see a high resolution display hidden behind the mirror. Now, let's turn this over to the side. And you have a couple ports here. The first port right here is for us to connect it to the power. Then the next little input, this is for the rear camera. Then we have the memory card slot, and this dashcam supports memory cards all the way up to 128 gigabytes in size. Then we also have the GPS module input. Now moving over towards the back, we have the main camera. This camera, the sensor can record all the way in 2.5K resolution, so that's gonna be very nice and crisp and clear. And what's also cool is that we can point the camera, so this is a full telescoping camera. We can point and aim this so we can get the best possible angle we desire. We don't have to remove our existing mirror. We'll actually take this dashcam to our mirror and we'll slide it right on top of our original mirror. Now, how do we hold this to our original mirror? Well, using the included silicone straps, we'll just mount that on here, and that's gonna secure it to the mirror in our car, which is awesome. This means that this is completely reversible if we ever wanted to take it off. The Carchet T12 mirror dashcam also includes the GPS module, which is great. It has enough length for us to mount it anywhere where we want on our car. And how do we power the dashcam? Well, it comes with the cigarette lighter adapter plug. We plug it into the cigarette lighter, this goes to the dashcam, and we have power. We can also hardwire it. If you want to hardwire it, I'll put a link in the description below to the hardwire kit. And here is the rear camera. The rear camera is a full 1920 by 1080p resolution, so very high resolution. It's gonna give us really crisp images. And how do we mount this in the back of our car? Well, they include two ways of doing it. We can screw it directly onto the trim of our car, which is not my preferred option. I love using double-sided tape, and you can just peel the tape, stick it on here, peel the other side, and stick it to your car anywhere in the location of your choice. Then we can adjust the angle of the dashcam, well, of the camera, so it points at the best location, and then secure it with the screw. So that is a great idea that it can pivot this way. How do we connect that to the back of our car? Well, with this included extension cord. This runs all the way from the front of the dashcam all the way to the rear camera, and it's pretty long, should reach most cars and smaller trucks. Now, this extra red wire right here can be connected to the tail lights of our car. If we connect this to the reversing tail lights of our car, then the dashcam will also show reversing lines when we go into reverse. And you also have this little trim tool. Now, this is just a piece of plastic, but trust me, this is gonna save you a lot of time when we install the dashcam, because it's gonna allow us to hide the cable into the trim. We can push it into the trim of the car and make the installation look very professional without having to remove any panels. So I love when they include this type of little things to make installation easier. Now let's move over to the actual car. And this is what the Carchet Discovery T12 dashcam looks installed. I'm gonna turn this on manually, but normally the camera will come on automatically when you turn on the car. I like to turn this on manually so we can see how fast it starts up, and it starts up really quick. As you can see, we're presented right now with the rear view of the car. Very crisp, very clean. What's really cool about mirror dashcams, and one of my favorite things, is how big of a wide angle of view. So if I want to see a little bit lower, I can slide the camera view and I can see now towards the bottom of the car. If I want to see towards the top, I can also see towards the top. So that has been one of the best features I think mirror dashcams have, just the ability to see a lot more than on a normal mirror. Now let's look at the front camera. How do I do that? I simply swipe my finger over the screen and now I can see both the front camera and the rear camera. Now this view is best for adjusting the camera. Remember, the front camera can be pointed, so I can adjust the camera so it points just so we can fit the entire image. And same thing with the back. The back camera, we saw we can also be tilted. So this view is great for adjusting the camera view. And if I swap one more time, I can see the front view. Again, if I want to see a little bit lower, I can move the camera this way, or I can move the view this way. Now it doesn't really matter what view I leave it on. Even if I leave it like this, the entire image is being captured. This is just what's being displayed in the screen right here. But let's go back to the rear view. And this is my favorite view because it really simulates like if I had a regular mirror on steroids. This thing has a ton of features. Let's look at those. First off, we can see that we have the miles per hour over here. So this mirror we saw supports GPS. We have the date and time, and all of that is pulled automatically from the GPS antenna. We also see that we have a red little dot that indicates that the camera is recording. But if we tap the screen, we can see additional menus. The little microphone on here turns off the sound recording. So now our conversation is not being recorded, which is good for anybody who wants to have a private conversation. I'm going to turn the sound back on. Now the next icon right here can stop or turn off the recording. If I tap that, we are now not recording. Notice that there's no little red dot in here, and we can manually turn this back on. The next little icon over here, which looks like a little lock, is also an important icon because if we see an event that we want to lock permanently in the camera, let's say we captured some kind of car crash that didn't hit us, something that we saw in front of us. If we tap that little lock, now the camera, the dash cam, is locking down that video saying something important happened in front of us. We gotta save that video, do not override it. Now this dashcam is equipped with a G sensor, which means it will also automatically lock these videos just like right now when your car gets into a car crash, and it does that by detecting when your car gets hit or jolted. And let's look at the settings for that. I'm gonna press the settings button, and on the settings menu there's a ton of options on here. This camera can be customized quite a bit. Just like all dash cams, it records in what we call loop recording, and you can select the length of what that recording to be. I like 3 minutes. 3 minutes seems to be about the sweet spot for dash cams. Time lapse is used if you want to record and maybe a very long drive that you went through, a scenic drive, and create something artistic. I'm gonna turn that off. The audio. If you turn off the audio, as I saw earlier, you won't capture the recording that is happening inside the cabin. I like to keep my audio recording all the time. The driving mode. This is the sensitivity of how sensitive the G sensor is. So if I have this thing set too high, every single little bump will automatically trigger the dash cam, and I'm gonna get that yellow bar in the bottom thinking I'm getting into car crashes left to right. So I like to leave that in low when it's really only gonna detect a real car crash. Now parking mode, this is another feature that a lot of people are looking for, and you can also customize the sensitivity of that mode. If you want to be able to tell when somebody just leans on your car, you might want to go to high sensitivity. For myself, I always like to keep this in low so I can capture real events that damage my car. We can choose to display or not display the license plate in our recordings, and we can also choose how much time before the actual screen turns off. Now the screen will turn off and this reverts to a regular mirror, but the recording still can happen. I always like to have mine in off because I like to use the screen on all the time. I think that's a great advantage of the LCD mirror. The next one, tap sound right here. I always turn this off because if I leave this on, you get this annoying sound like if you were dialing an old school phone. So I like to turn that off so I don't get annoyed with that. Obviously, speaker controls the volume of the speaker. You are able to see the recordings directly on this dash cam, so that's why you can control the speaker volume. And you can also select which view is displayed when you first turn on the dash cam. If I turn that off, then I'm gonna be presented with the front camera. If I turn this on, I'm gonna be presented with the rear camera. This is the one that I like. keep it on. Language, we can change the language of the dashcam between different languages, and we can also manually set the time in case the GPS time does not match where we are at. And that can happen especially if you're in a place like California, or like myself, where I deal with daylight time savings. Sometimes I have to manually tweak in there my time. And you can also change the speed unit. If you're somewhere that uses kilometers, you can select kilometers, or like myself, I need miles per hour. I'm gonna select miles per hour. All right, let's go back to the front. I'm gonna slide up and I'm gonna press back right here. Now, one of the other neat things about this dash cam is that you can do a lot of controls through voice commands. So I can swipe right now and change my camera views, but what about if I wanna do this hand-free? I'm gonna go over here and I'm gonna turn on the speech function. And with the speech function on, there's gonna be several things that I can control with my voice. I'm gonna scroll down. All right, let's try this out. Show rear camera.
Okay.
Show front camera.
Okay.
Show both cameras.
Okay.
So as you can see, this is a really useful function. It keeps your hands free. I'm gonna turn this back off so it doesn't trigger by accident. Now we're back in the front menu, and as you can see, there's a little battery indicator here. Why do we have that? Well, this dashcam has a built-in battery. It's very small, and that's very convenient for people who are looking for parking mode without having to hardwire the dashcam. This camera does support it, and you won't have to hardwire it, and it will capture events that happened while your car was parked. However, it is always recommended that to get the best performance out of parking mode, you should always have that hardwire, and I'll put a link to in the description to a good hardwire kit. Okay, now that we saw the features of the Carchet T12 Discovery Dashcam, let's take it off so we can see some day and night driving footage. And that completes the review of the Carchet T12 Discovery Mirror Dashcam. Overall, I think it's a great dashcam, especially for somebody who has never experienced a LCD mirror dashcam. It has a ton of features, and as you saw, the performance of the Sony sensor being used for the imaging, it's really good at night, captures a lot of details also during the day. I have placed a link in the description down below if you want to get your own mirror dashcam. Also, I have placed a link in the description to the hardwire kit that I mentioned. If you guys have any questions about this dashcam, please feel free to put that in the comments down below. And I have a lot more reviews for cool car tech that I find for you guys. So make sure you guys subscribe so you don't miss my next upload. If you found any part of this video helpful, please hit the thumbs up to support the channel. And thank you guys for watching. As always, I'll see you on the next one.